Greetings to y'all tonight. Let me share this live to a couple of groups on my Facebook page. Um, I'm not gonna be able to do this live long. I explained to Papa that I was not gonna be on here forever, but I did want to come through and just kind of like be like, hey, what y'all doing? Because there's some things that I need to unpack. You know, in order for me to be productive in my relationships, professionally, in my relationships romantically, in my work creatively, a man, a woman. So I've been processing and I've been going through a lot. And so I wanted to talk to you tonight about dating, for one. I want to talk to you about the trans femme versus the trans masculine dynamic. I don't want to really delve into all of these too deeply. I just want to briefly highlight a little bit of the things that have been happening for me lately, and just use this as kind of like something to build the conversation, or kind of like to build future conversations. Like right now, we're not trying to dissect and unpack everything in one night. We just basically documenting it, putting it out there, and we can always go back to this and build off of this later. Anyway, I'm kind of sharing this to some groups. Hey Fatima, hey K Fox. But yeah, let me share this. I think I did just share it. But yeah, if you could do me a favor and share this in some of your spaces and places as well. Cause so so my part has been some rocky waters because recently, I told y'all about the threesome, with the trans friends. Although they did come over and they stayed for a little while. Like, they've been staying here for the past couple of days to give birth. I don't know what's going on. Because he is still able to give birth, he still has a cycle. And, a cycle can be a challenging time for a lot of our trans masculine brothers. And so one of the things that he was saying, I'm saying to myself, I don't think that holds true for all of my trans brothers. I think I think it's safe to say that you would think that most men wouldn't want a cycle, but you would think that most females wouldn't want to have erections. You would think that most females, wouldn't want, to have truths. Some and being obviously aroused, and then, for the girls who wear tux, how uncomfortable that can be when you have an erection inside your tuck. And true, it's apples and oranges. I think that a cycle, from what trans masculine beings more than having random and involuntary erections can weigh on a girl a trans woman who has body dysphoria to the point to whereas, it's just, people say all the time, well, you're ruining perfectly good genitalia and, this and that and whatnot have you. But at the end of the day, that awkwardness was torment, for a lot of girls, and a very difficult thing to try talking about trans men and being compassionate towards them for what they experience during cycles. Also have to be mindful there are some there are some trans femmes who really, really struggle with that discomfort that um what's going on with my sound quality? I do want to start sharing content with y'all. I think that the things that are going on in my relationship will be very interesting to share. Um, but I want to take my time with this because, I've been very public in a Gemini relationship before, and it was cute for what it was in the beginning. But then that shit came back to haunt me. So I do feel like the partner that I'm with now is has an extremely great sense of humor. He's hysterically funny, he makes me laugh all day long. I just think that he would be really, really good for videos, like to do like comedy skits and to tell stories with. And I'm hoping that we could get to this point. Um, I don't think it's gonna happen tomorrow, but I'm hoping that we could get there. What he really wants to do is just kind of like lay in the bed and sleep right now, so he could wake up extremely early and word the shit out of me early in the morning. So I'm trying to keep him up a little while so that we don't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like that's what I'm trying to do. You know, and I don't know if I'm gonna end up paying for that. The jury is still out, but hey, a girl's gotta try, huh? Anyway, yeah, the century. And the funny thing about it is the reason why I haven't released more footage is because people would be trying to give, how people try to give like you're being exploitive or your relationship or whatever. Child, some people just don't mind being public about things. Like, I definitely would want to make sure that my partner, was comfortable. You not gonna, you don't, huh? Oh, all of a sudden now I have a weak and unstable, like my connection keep freezing up tonight, and I don't think that this is. And then T-Mobile have the audacity to be charged, so I can't hold people on the live because the signal keep freezing up, child. Like whenever I have y'all just don't want me to be great. Like T-Mobile just don't like none of y'all just have a problem with my destiny for greatness. I don't want to be on this live too long because I'm getting irritated because I see the signal keeps freezing, and I don't know why the signal's never been freezing before like this, but it's just repeatedly freezing tonight. And I guess it's because of all the topics that I put in the call. Is freezing again. It's doing it again. Messing with my signal. You've been doing this through the whole live. Like, um, what it would be like for the indigenous people, the aboriginous people, those people who were conquered here in America, which was also known as Turtle Island, and probably something else before that. I'm really look like to give reparations to a population that is riddled with PTSD, addiction, dysphoria, stigma, um, viruses, diseases, all of these issues that impact how we is doing it again. The reason why I wanted to bring this up is because there's a huge conversation that is ongoing about reparations. We are always talking about, and we are always talking about the purge, like literally how they could purge a lot of us is just by giving us a lot of money. A lot of us will kill ourselves. And the unfortunate part about it is if you have a person in your family who uses drugs, they use um, street drugs or pharmaceutical drugs in order to cope with whatever their addiction is, there's a possibility that if they have access to enough wealth, they destruct. That's the reality. A good portion of the population would self destruct. I know for a fact that when the first comes, sometimes before the pandemic, it was lines at the ATM at 12 midnight, people standing in line so they could spend all their check on crack. I know because I've been, like, I ain't stand in those lines. Because the first time I saw how long those lines was, I had a little bit more pride. I said, I'm going to wait till later on and come back when everybody gone. But I knew there was, because I was probably in the night looking for me an ATM to go to so I could spend up my check. So I'm not condemning, just judging. Or as Barb likes to say, I'm evaluating. So what would this look like? Giving reparations to a population that has been impacted tremendously and disproportionately by stigma, by disease, by dysphoria, by what did I already said PTSD. You get the point. Um, a population that has been um, tremendously impacted by so many ills. You know, like we don't even understand that homosexuality is literally a made up thing. You know, it is not odd for um, the most intelligent, allegedly, the most intelligent species on the planet um, to think outside of the binary. I mean, male dogs hunch on other male dogs. Female dogs hunch on other female dogs, and they're dogs. Why wouldn't the most intelligent population think outside of the box like that? Let's be realistic. So anyway, let me go ahead and end this live. Um, if you got anything out of it, please leave some questions down in the comment section. Um, Papa, let me see the lighter so I can light my candle. Papa, where's the lighter? And anyone, I'm gonna put this up here for y'all. If anyone would like to. Okay. Thank you. So I light this candle to acknowledge the ancestors who have transitioned this. It's really good. Since we've been away from our altars. This candle acknowledges the past, the present, and the future. As I blow out this candle, it grows with intensity and purpose on the spiritual plane, guiding us to times in which we will be greatly prepared. Amen. Amen. So thank y'all. I just wanted to get these topics out. We'll develop them and flush them out later. We'll talk about them more. Trust me, these will be ongoing topics, but I wanted to just get them out now because it's been weighing on me. I plan to talk about it more, but me and my partner had a lot of things to accomplish today. Then when I got home, I ended up talking to somebody else on the phone for hours. Then I talked to somebody else on the phone earlier. So all of my talking had really kind of happened already. So by the time it was time to talk to y'all, it was just really like, but I needed to document the conversation so I could be able to go back and say, yeah, ping, 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 ping. So I could come back and we could really just break that down later. But let me get off this phone before he been He just got out the shower. Now he punching the punching bag. And I bet you he ain't got no fucking gloves on. Anyway, I love y'all. Down but down that I say cool, it keeps spinning and turning in Gani, Yonko Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God Goddess. And if I am, you know you are. A man, a woman, lay lim, lay love.